You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowed like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up better put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the second part of What If Deku Meets the Shadow? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of scouttroop on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. What's going to today? The UA gang is going to explore an old decaying house or manor which they believe is haunted. I like that idea because to me I can play a prank on them by pretending to be a ghost. Man, this is going to be hilarious and fun until they figure out it was just me pulling a prank on them. But hey, the shadow always knows. Somewhere in Mizurufu City, there was Shoto, Katsuki, Momo, and Jiro coming to what they believe is a haunted house, but Izuku already got there first, ready to prank them for his type of fun. Well, welcome to what we think is a haunted house or manor. Shoto attempts to open the door but his hand never reached the door handle because the door just opened by itself. Did the door just open by itself? Katsuki yelled, which caused some movement to be seen on the left side window. Hey, can that be a ghost? Jiro, who saw, pointed at what they all think it's a ghost, but it's actually Izuku. Let's go inside and check it out. All four of them enter the house to go see. Hey, it looks a manor a bit, Jiro said after seeing how big the house is. Inside the house. Oh great, we missed it, Momo said, because when they finally went to the spot where they saw the ghost there was no there. Well, Izuku managed to hightail away before they can notice it was him. I'm pretty sure we'll find the ghost somewhere in here. Shoto said they will find it, but the only thing they will find is actually just Izuku pulling a prank on them, and that's all. Slam. Ah, what was that? Jiro asked. Slam. Oh, the doors and the windows had just slammed shut, leaving us stuck inside the house. Shoto said after realizing it was the door and windows that slammed shut. So we are stuck in here. Correct, Momo. But I think there might be a way out of the house or manor. Shoto says there might be a way for them to escape. Then let's get a move on already. Jiro said they should get a move on. Wait, why don't we use our quirks to create our way out of this haunted house? Katsuki suggested that they create their way out using their quirks. Yeah, right, and make the whole house or manor collapse on top of us. Shoto tells Katsuki that's a really bad idea. Fine. Katsuki angrily agrees, not use their quirks to make their way out. While enter a big bedroom area, Momo looks to her left, noticing two windows in a circle shape, but suddenly it started look like a face staring at her. Momo, let's go. Shoto catches her attention and she goes back to them. Sorry about that everyone, when I look at those two circle shape windows it started to form a shape of a face looking at me. Momo tells them what she looking at back there. Really? Yes, Kaken, really. Man, I love what I just did with those windows, making it look someone is staring at them. Izuku giggled a bit after seeing what Momo was seeing. Now moving to the next. Next they try going up the stairs, but one of the Falcon stations moved after they walk past it. The Falcon station stares at them. Hello. The 4UA gang looks back, but the Falcon statue is back into position, making it look like nothing happened. Was that the ghost or something? Jiro asked, feeling scared and standing next to Momo. Was it that Falcon statue? Momo wonders and started touching it. I would advise against touching me, the Falcon statue talked, scaring the lights out of Momo. Wah. The ghost. All four of them ran away afterwards. Hey, I'm just talking through this Falcon statue, you know. The 3UA gang manage get into what seems to be the owner's office. Man, there really is a ghost in this manor after all, and that Falcon statue is the sign of it, Katsuki said, looking very scared now, but that's not like Katsuki to be scared of a ghost, because he always hot-tempered, so there's no way he should be scared. Suddenly Momo felt like her long black hair is being done. Her hair was eventually made in a pigtailed style. Momo, your hair has been done into a pigtail, Jiro said after seeing her hair moving by itself. And just who did that? Momo wanted to know who did that. Me. Someone unseen which they can see, as the ghost said. Anyway, you people wanted to leave, now is the time, and be quick about. The lion statue said to them. Yikes. The UA gang exits the office and runs downstairs where the door will be, and the door is really open this time, giving them a way out. Outside. Slam. The door slams shut again after they exit the house. Man, we are never coming back to that haunted manor ever again. Katsuki said while he and the others are trying to catch their breath after all that scaring and running around the place. Bwahahaha. Ha 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 ha. Suddenly a familiar laugh is heard. I know that laugh, Izuku. Jiro called out his name and Izuku uninvisible himself, and he is standing to where the front door is. DMNU Deku, was it you who fooled all of us into thinking there was a real ghost in that manor? When I learned that the four of you are heading for this manor because you all thought it was haunted, I decided to pull a little game of prank on you guys. That ghost was actually just me. Izuku reveals he was all him, pulling a ghost prank on them from the very beginning. DMNU Deku. Too late, Izuku made himself invisible again and departs. See you guys back home, ha 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 ha. Despite some of us didn't Izuku's ghost prank, still I think he did a fine job with my hair, Momo says, because she kinda like what Izuku did with her hair, that's for sure. Would have been interesting if Izuku can cut someone hair. Shoto said, smiling. Oh yeah. Jiro and Momo said. Oh, shut up. Katsuki said, being back to his hot temper mode. Izuku managed to enter the League of Villains lair. He's planning to face All for One, but he's doing this all alone without any help. What he's doing is suicide, but it's nothing he can't handle. Surely Lamont Cranston's battle with Khan may have been the same, but still he was able to defeat him anyway. Izuku was allowed to pass, so none of All for One's minions didn't attack him and allow him to pass. Welcome Shadow. All for One welcomes Izuku after he enters to what looks like a throne room. So have you come to take me to prison? All for One asks if that's what he came here for. No, just this. Izuku pulls out both his LR silver meat pistols. BLAM. That's what I thought, Izuku said, because when he shot All for One in his mask-covered face it turns out to be bulletproof. Well, maybe you should have aimed somewhere where it's not bulletproof. All for One makes his move and throws a punch, but Izuku rolls away to evade his punch, although the punch created a hole at the double doors. Missed. Izuku lands his own punch directly in the face, which made him push back. That didn't even faze me, All for One said, but Izuku pushed him back with a single kick. If you're also wondering something like why I'm not even making myself invisible or trying to hypnotize you, I prefer to fight this way and I call it the hard way. Izuku prefers to fight All for One the hard way. Okay. Fine, fight me the hard way if that's the way you like it. All for One accepts Izuku's idea of fighting the hard way. Oh, and look behind you. He only says that because Tamura Shigaraki is right behind Izuku. I already know Tamura Shigaraki is right behind me. I also know his quirk is decay. Izuku quickly turns around and takes aim. BLAM. But Tamura Shigaraki managed to avoid the bullets and charges at Izuku, but was able to evade to him too, plus he get to see that decay quirk at first hand. That's a nice decay on anything it comes on contact with. Izuku compliments Tamura Shigaraki for his decay quirk. Oh Shadow, just want to let you know I killed Nana Shimura, and before that even happened she put her grandson Tenko Shimura to shield him from the hero world, but years later he disappeared. So what are you really telling me then? Izuku asks what is All for One is trying to say to him. Read Tamura's mind and find out for yourself. Izuku reads Tamura Shigaraki's mind to find out what was All for One is trying to tell him. Eventually Izuku finds out who Tamura Shigaraki is after seeing his memory that Nana Shimura in it. So that's where Tenko Shimura disappeared to after all, except that he is Tamura Shigaraki now. Now Izuku knows who Tamura Shigaraki is now. To him All for One had corrupted Tenko into become Tamura Shigaraki. So what now Shadow? But all that Izuku gives them both is hand telling them to come at him. Then All for One and Tamura both charges at him, but Izuku managed to grab both of them by the neck and lift them both up in the air. Hehehe. Izuku slams them both into each other, then throws them into a wall. Let's finish this some other time, you two. Izuku then unleash smoke bombs, then smash a window to make his escape. Nobody goes after him. We'll fight him again some other time. All for One tells everyone not go after him. Outside. Izuku then jumps out the window, which was very high up, but he still landed to safety thanks to his red-lined black cloak, which he used to slow down his fall. After landing he ran into All Might, who was out on a stroll. What happened, Izuku? All Might asks him, and Izuku has an opportunity to tell what he found out then. I'll tell you on the way back, All Might, because a lot of us need to hear what I discovered. Okay, if you say so. All Might and Izuku begin to walk away, but Izuku seems to notice someone on the rooftops maybe watching them. Something wrong, Izuku? I have no idea. Izuku couldn't get a good look who was watching them, but it might be a woman. Hi. Everyone is gathered in the gym Gamma because Izuku needs them to know what he discovered during his battle with All for One and Tamura Shigaraki. Izuku is also noticing that some woman is also watching him, but doesn't bother about it right now. It's probably that woman wants to hear or listen to what he's about to say to everyone gathered in the gym Gamma. Remember, during my speech, I did mention the grandson of Nana Shimura named Tenko Shimura disappeared. Now I know what happened. During my battle with All for One, I also battle a person named Tamura Shigaraki, who I discovered is actually Tenko Shimura. Izuku reveals who Tamura Shigaraki is, which shocks everyone including All Might. Oh, even that woman hidden in the shadows is also shocked at the news about Tenko Shimura. But how? He's my MSTR's grandchild, how can he be turned evil? Well, my best guess is, All for One took him and corrupted him into becoming Tamura Shigaraki. Izuku answered All Might, but that's only a guess. So what are going to do now, Izuku? Shoto asks what's Izuku's next course of action now that he told everyone who Tamura Shigaraki is. I will continue to fight him, but if anyone here in this gym still believe there is still a way to get through to Tamura Shigaraki and get him to be Tenko Shimura again, I'll accept that. Izuku is willing to accept the idea of redeeming Tamura Shigaraki into becoming Tenko Shimura again if anyone asks him to. That's good news, but you're doing this alone, Izuku. Uraraka tells him he won't be doing this alone. Everyone in the gym smile at Izuku knowing he won't be doing this alone. Thanks everyone. Now there was one more thing I need to deal with. It's that some woman has been following me around. Even listening to this, Izuku uses Furba to seek that woman out, but she managed to flee into the roof. Well, of the roof I go. Izuku quickly hightails to the roof after retrieving Furba. High roof. The woman attempts to flee but never got that far. Stop right there. Izuku got her to halt after pointing both his LR silver meat pistols at her. Turn around. Izuku gets her to turn around. When he saw her face she recognized who she is. Oh, it's you, Izuku said, surprised to see who this woman is. Yes, Shadow, do you feel more surprised to see me? Very much alive, like I was more surprised when you mentioned who Tamura Shigaraki was during your speech. Yeah, Nana Shimura, Izuku answered while lowering his LR silver meat. It's true, Shadow, I did die in my final stand against All for One, but they never found a body after that battle. So you faked your death and went into hiding instead. Izuku deduced what happened next after Nana Shimura faked her death. Yes, I did, Shadow, Nana answered, but she noticed the eyes of Izuku is sign of not amused about hiding herself away from the world. I don't like secrets being kept from anyone because I always know, but this is the first time the Shadow didn't know, Izuku said, because Shadow always knows, but this time the Shadow didn't know about Nana Shimura being alive after faking her death. Previously. While Izuku Midoriya/Shadow speaks to everyone about Tenko Shimura, now named Tamura Shigaraki, at the gym Gamma. All Might was shocked like everyone else present about the revelation on what happened to Tenko Shimura. While he keeps talking about what to do about Tamura Shigaraki, he notices a woman that's been listening to this speech of his, so he follows that woman up in that roof. When he finally caught up to her, he discovers it's Nana Shimura, the mentor of Toshinori Yagi aka All Might and the previous user of the All for One quirk, who's very much alive. It turns out that Nana Shimura actually faked her death after her final stand against One for All. Present time. I can't believe you're alive, Nana. All Might still in his hero form, smiling with tears streaming down his face due to the sight of Nana being alive the whole time. Alright. Alright. Don't get carried away, Nana said, because All Might is being really clinging with him. I think that will be enough now, All Might. Shota pulls him away from Nana. Anyway, Shadow, you said that you're going to help my grandson Tenko, right? Yes, Nana, but if I can't get through him I will have to kill him and you have to accept what I have to do. Izuku said he will try, but if he can't, then he will have to kill him and everybody including Nana will have to accept what he must do. I understand that, Shadow. Well, that means Nana will accept what Izuku must do. By the way, why is that woman who's older than you wrapping her arms around you? Nana asked after noticing Rei wrapping her arms Izuku. Oh, about that, Rei Todoroki is my lover after I saved her from her abusive husband Enji Todoroki aka Endeavor. Izuku answers that Rei is his lover now after teaching Endeavor a valuable lesson. Apparently my father wanted to be the next #1 hero after All Might's time is over, but he's being foolish about it and rather abuse me and my mom just for that. Shoto steps in and mentions to Nana what happened to him and his mother. Thankfully, ever since Izuku became the Shadow, he teaches father a very valuable lesson and made him confess his wrongdoings, and now he's rotting in Tatter's prison. Shoto shows the old newspaper of what happened after his father confessed his wrongdoings. Even the part he insulted All Might, Izuku brings up that part too. Sometimes even if you are a hero, your desires to be the best can also lead to corruptions and you make a lot poor choices, like abuse. Nana explains the flaws that leads to corruption on the quest on achieving the hero's goal. Somewhere in Kiyoshi Ward shopping mall. While everyone is out shopping in the mall or just doing what they want, a blue portal opens and a person fell out of it, but he fell on his butt. Ow, my butt. That person stands up and started rubbing his butt. Anyway, I wonder where did I landed after being sucked into that portal by All for One. This person is actually Deku from the mainstream universe that never became the Shadow because Lamont Cranston's Shadow doesn't exist in that mainstream universe. Well, this is the Kiyoshi Ward shopping mall, but I wonder where did go. The last thing I heard is this portal is supposed to send a person or anyone to a different dimension. If this is the case, I might as well encounter many counterparts of those I know in my dimension, that includes myself. Deku deduces that he is an alternate universe and he might encounter many versions of his friends, families, and himself as well. Well, it's time for me wonder this dimension. Deku starts his exploring of this dimension. Shadow Lair. Hey Izuku, you might want to see this, Rei said. Oh, she was allowed to be there now. Huh. That's me. Izuku is out of his shadow costume, said, seeing his mainstream Izuku wandering the Kiyoshi Ward shopping mall. I think he's from another dimension where you never became Shadow, nor that Lamont Cranston who doesn't exist. Rei answers the question, where did this Izuku come from? Well, if he's going wander our dimension for a while, I think we should pay him a visit or confront him, because the Shadow always know. Izuku said to Rei while grabbing his shadow costume and putting it on. Oh, and Rei, you will come with me. Izuku asks Rei to tag along with him while he grabs his LR silver meat pistols. Okay. But should we at least inform everyone about our visitor from another dimension? Rei asks Izuku if they should inform All Might and the others of their visitor of the mainstream universe. Oh, we will, as soon confront my counterpart. Okay, everybody will be informed after this one job is finished. UA High. All Might was busy with the others overseeing the students training in the ground Omega until he gets a text message from Izuku and he takes a look on what it says. What is it, All Might? Midnight asks what's up. It seems we have a visitor from an alternate universe and it's a counterpart of Izukumidoriya. All Might answer what's up. And our Izuku wants us to meet with him and Rei, who are going to meet the other Izuku. All Might said that they need to help their Izuku and Rei after they meet the mainstream universe Deku. Then let's go. Aizawa said they should get a move and help, but Izuku won't be greeting his counterpart to fight at all. It's a good greetings or just a welcome. Hey everyone, we'll be away for a while because Izuku called that we have a visitor from an alternate universe and it was a counterpart of Izukumidoriya. All Might tells all of the students who are still training. So we are leaving Present Mike and Recovery Girl in charge while we are away. Present Mike and Recovery Girl step forward when All Might said they are in charge of things while they are away. The mainstream Deku finally made it out of the shopping district and into Dagoba Beach. Hey Deku, Rei who was sitting in the bench greets him. Oh Rei Todoroki, Deku sit down next to her. Let me guess, in this alternate universe you are finally out of the hospital. Yes, lastly my abusive husband is in Tartarus prison because he confessed what he's been doing to Shoto and me, but that was actually caused by Izuku. He made him confess on his wrongdoings. Really, how did he confess what he's been doing? Rei pointed her finger on the dark figure standing next to Deku, making him turn around and see who's there. Whoa! Who are you? Deku asks who he is and Izuku lowers his long red scarf to reveal who he is. Oh, you're my counterpart, Deku said after recognizing his counterpart's face. Oh yes, I am Deku, except this universe of mine there was one hero who operated as a vigilante before the rise of the quirks and before World War II. He was Lamont Cranston and he was known as the Shadow. His powers, which is reading people minds, hypnotize, make himself invisible and telekinesis, are not quirk, it's only some abnormalities. He's been dead for many years now after a lifetime of saving the world from all sorts of threats, even fighting the darkness within him. Now I've found Lamont's old costume and his guns too, even acquiring his powers, and lastly finding Furba and the museum. I'm the new Shadow. I only found his old costume after I was running from Kaken and his boys, where I stumble upon his hidden lair that he left somewhere in Mizutofu City, which was in an abandoned warehouse. Izuku explains his moments in his universe. Oh, the only reason why he has a lair here in Mizutofu City because this city was Lamont Cranston's final adventure before he died of an old age. Even after his death, most quirk heroes today remember his heroic deeds and inspired themselves to protect the innocent. Okay, I suggest you made Endeavor confess with his abusive actions on Shoto and Rei, right? Deku said while Furba in hands after he wouldn't stop looking at him right in the face. Oh yes, I did, and I totally gave him a scare with Furba. Scree. Then he decided to go confess and then go to prison in Tartarus, right? Correct. Izuku answered as Furba goes back to Deku until he pushes him back and Furba goes back to Izuku. Rei and I eventually became lovers after this. Deku becomes weirded out after Izuku mentions that. I know that I'm older than him, but I don't mind because I owe Izuku for saving me from all that abuse that Enji have afflicted on Shoto and me, Rei said as she and Izuku hold hands. Me in my dimension I have Uraraka as my girlfriend. Deku's love interest in his mainstream universe is Achiko Uraraka. All Might, Midnight and Eraserhead shows up later on to greet the mainstream Deku. I bet you already know us, Izuku, All Might said, and Deku nodded his head as a yes, he already knows them because they exist in his mainstream universe too. Anyway, I stuck here because of All for One, who use a open portal to SCK me into another dimension to begin with. Deku explains how did he got here in the first place. Well, you do realize a lot of people here who are familiar to you, so you can hang out in my dimension for a while until we come up with a plan to get you back home. Izuku said that his counterpart can hang around here for now until they find a way to get him home. You insist. Deku agrees to spend some time in this dimension for now until there is a way for him to be sent home. By the way, what kind of pistols that original Shadow Lamont Cranston had? These are LAR Grizzly pistols, Lamont Cranston calls them silver meat. Izuku pulls them both out to show them off to his Deku Sports Festival Stadium. Audiences are gathered in the stadium to watch a match with Izuku and Deku because the mainstream Izuku wanted to see how good they both are since they are both from two different dimensions. This is going to be good, Tsukimi said sitting next to Earphone Jack. Our Izuku aka the Shadow against the mainstream Izuku aka Deku, and let's see who's the best, Earphone Jack said. Looks like the match is about to start since Present Mike is going to start the introduction, which is what he always do best, Shoto said pointing his finger at the broadcast section where Present Mike is. Who's money on this time, Denki? Ijiro asked Chargebolt who's he betting for this time. I say both Izukus. Both? Yeah, even though Deku is from the mainstream universe we still put my money on both Izukus. To me I like see which Izuku will win the match, Rei Todoroki said to them, but also show some of the fans in the audiences wearing the same black slouch hat worn by the Shadow and some wearing replicas of Izuku's old Deku costume. Welcome ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Hizashi Yamada aka Present Mike, and we are all here to watch the match with the two Izuku Midoriyas. First up is our izukumidoriya aka the Shadow, and the other corner is izukumidoriya aka Deku from the mainstream universe. Let the match begin. Let's see who's good at this Deku. Izuku said to Deku, pulling out his LR silver meat pistols. Let's do this, Shadow. Deku powers himself up with his one for all quirk. Oh, don't worry about the bullets from my guns because the rounds are non-lethal. Izuku may be implying that the bullets are just RBB or dummy bullets, which is really harmless to anyone. Match starts. BLAM. Deku managed to run to the side, avoiding the bullets that Izuku shoots at him, and jumps up in the air ready to land an Alabama smash punch at him, but Izuku leaps back to avoid it and Deku leaves a denting floor in the arena in the form of a crater. Nice one, Deku. Izuku liked that move because he have seen that many times with All Might. I've got many other kinds of moves that came from All Might ever since he lended me some of his one for all quirk. Deku charge at Izuku again to land a normal punch again. Izuku throws both his LR silver meat pistols up in the air and make himself invisible to avoid Deku's punches. Well, Lamont Cranston's powers was being invisible, yes, except it isn't a quirk. None of Lamont's powers are quirk. Izuku then lands a punch on Deku's face, then knocks him to the floor with a ground spin kick. Izuku made himself uninvisible and catches both his LR silver meat pistol and put them away. Oh, come on, Deku, I know you don't yield like I do. Izuku reminded Deku, who's on the floor, that like he doesn't yield too easily. Oh yeah, right. Deku used an random high-powered punch, sending Izuku flying into the air. But you and I don't let or drop our guard either. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Itsuka commented after seeing what happened to Izuku. Rib bit. And there goes our Izuku's black slouch hat, Tsuyu said after seeing Izuku's black slouch hat fly off his head. Izuku lands on the floor and went skidding until finally coming to a stop, while his black slouch hat flew off his head after being sent into the air after that high-powered punch. Luckily Deku managed to catch it and give it back to him. Hey, it's not like the Shadow can go on without his black slouch hat, can he? Deku joked, and both Izukus laugh a bit. BLAM. Yikes, careful when you try to ambush me. With your guns, Deku again was able to evade the gunfire from Izuku. Just trying to give you a head start, Deku, come on. The two Izukus charges at each other in full speed and started doing a close quarter combat by punching and kicking each on every part of the body. Well, Izuku tries to keep his black slouch hat from falling off as the Izuku duo keep fighting each other. Deku kicks Izuku in the face and again, but Izuku evades the second one with a jump up, then he punches Deku in the gut. Next Izuku spins and slams his cape right at Deku's face on the left, causing him to fall to the ground again, but at least he was still able to stand up again. Deku tries to punch Izuku again, but he retaliates again by hitting him in the gut a second time. Your turn for you to be in the air. Izuku grabs Deku with both arms, then flips, jumps and sending him flying into the air, and it was going to be off the ring, but Izuku used his cape to create a wind to keep Deku in the ring. I guess you don't want me off the ring, do you, Shadow? Yeah. The CQC resumes, but in the end no one comes out as the victor after both Izukus punched each other in the face, which in turn knocks both combatants out. That was only a single punch, but it was high-powered. I think the match is finally over because our Izuku and the mainstream universe Izuku is down due to the high-powered punch that knocks them both out. Present Mike announces to the audiences, and the match has ended in a draw, but at least the audiences cheered even though there was no winners in this match. Well, that was very interesting match, although no one here came out as the victor. All Might commented about the outcome of the match between Shadow and Deku. Izukumidoriya aka the Shadow here. Me and my counterpart are in the nurse's office where we are recovering from our match, which we both didn't win because we knocked ourselves out in the process. Still, it was good fight between two beings from different dimensions despite there were no victors in that match. I just hope we can recover without any villains barging in. Even if there are, we know what we heroes do best anyway, stop them. Nurse's office. Izuku and Deku are in a medical bed while Chio recovery girl watches over and helps them recover from their injuries they sustained from their match previously. They still have their costumes on, but Izuku has taken off his black slouch hat, black cape, long red scarf and black gloves. Well, it seems you both are recovering just fine, recovery girl said after seeing they are doing fine. Both of us are doing fine. Recovery girl, by the way, is Rei around? Oh, she is, and she is outside waiting to see you. Recovery girl says that Rei is waiting outside wanting to see him. Then bring her in. Izuku asks that Rei is brought inside so he can see her. Sure thing, Shadow. Recovery girl will send her in now. Outside the nurse's office. Rei is waiting to be let in the nurse's office so she can see Izuku. Okay Rei, you come in and see him now. Recovery girl opens the door and tells Rei she can see him now. But before Rei can enter the nurse's office, a warp gate suddenly opens and Kurogiri exits it and then grabs Rei and covers her mouth, preventing her from trying to scream. OHNOREI. Itsuka Battle Fist, who was nearby, saw Rei gets kidnapped by Kurogiri. Itsuka tries to reach her for her, but the warp gate closes before Itsuka can grab her hand. Oh, not good, Deku said after hearing the commotion outside the nurse's office with Izuku. Rei was kidnapped by the League of Villains, Itsuka said, who's behind Rei's kidnapping. They are up to something here. Izuku believes whatever the reason they kidnapped Rei, they are up to something. Everyone outside now. Present, Mike shouted on the speaker. Outside UA High. Everyone gathers outside and sees All for One and his fellow League of Villains up in the roof of a nearby building, and it's him who's holding Rei hostage. Glad you can come outside, Shadow, All for One said, feeling happy to see here too. Want something, All for One? Izuku asked if he's demanding something. From now on, I'll be holding Rei Todoroki hostage, and I know you will be coming to rescue her. But I want you to come alone at an old abandoned building. If you don't come alone, and you'll know what I'll do to Rei next. I'll be waiting for you at that old abandoned building. All for One leaves with his fellow League of Villains by entering Kurogiri's warp gate with Rei as their hostage. Remember, you will come alone without help to rescue your precious Rei Todoroki. All for One warns him again to come alone. You know this a trap, don't you, Shadow? All Might and the others suspects that Izuku will be walking into a trap set up by All for One by using Rei as bait, lure him into it. I know already, All Might, but I'm not going alone on this one. I've got Deku to help me rescue Rei. All he need to do is try to stay out of sight so All for One and his fellow League of Villains won't kill Rei. Izuku won't be rescuing Rei alone, he's got Deku to help him. I like your thinking, Shadow, let's do this. Deku agrees to help him rescue Rei from the League of Villains. The rest of you will have to stay out of sight as well. Izuku implies that All Might and the others will be helping too, but have to stay out of sight. Don't forget, I also have Furba with me, right Furba? Izuku reminded everyone not forget about Furba too. Scree. Scree. What evil lies within the shadow will know. Izuku's voice changing into same voice that belonged to Lamont Cranston, the original Shadow. BWAH ha 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 ha. Abandoned building, random location. Looks like where Rei is being held is all the way up to the top floor. We have to split up from here, Shadow. If they see me with you, they will kill her the very spot she is standing or being held. Fine, then let's split up from here, Izuku. I will find and rescue Rei, and you will handle any obstacles that I will run into on my way up to the top floor, but anyway I will make myself invisible again to avoid them. If they only manage to get past you. Then let's do this and go beyond, plus ultra. Inside the top floor. Yes, come alone, Shadow. All for One muttered while watching through the security camera, believing the Izuku is coming alone after seeing him and Deku parted ways, unaware that they split up so he won't kill Rei in that very spot. Inside. Izuku pushed the double doors and makes his way toward the stairs that will lead him all the way up to the top floor, where he will find Rei being held there and by chance will encounter All for One waiting for him as well too. Izuku starts walking all the way up to the top floor. While he's doing that, he can hear a loud crashing and slamming sounds coming from another area of the building. Looks like Deku is doing a fine job dealing with obstacles before they can get to me. Izuku smiles under his long red scarf after knowing that Deku is dealing with the obstacles, which gives him a safe path all the way to the top floor. But just in case they get past him, Izuku makes him invisible again to avoid any leftover obstacles that will somehow make it to his location if they manage to get past Deku. Izuku finally reached the top floor and uninvisible himself. He looks around and sees an empty chair with ropes lying on the floor, which he deduced this is where Rei was bound or tied up to, but where is everyone? Good of you to come, Shadow. Oh, and Rei, I did not kill her because you did what told you to. All for One's voice is heard throughout the entire top floor somewhere. Shall we fight? Then one quirkless thug comes at Izuku with knives at his boots, but Izuku counters by telekinetically hitting him a steel pipe right in the face, knocking him out. After this he sees All for One holding Rei hostage while dancing with her. Another thug comes at him from behind but falls to his death because the floor he's standing suddenly gives weight. Real nice. Izuku laughs after noticing what happened to that thug. Izuku attempts to reach Rei, gets interrupted by another thug who fights him seriously. He first grabs him by the throat and throws him to a wall. Next Izuku appears behind him and kicks him on the back, then the thug grabs a chain and use it like a whipping weapon, but Izuku avoids every strike of it and then get behind cover. The thug discards the chain after he was unable to find him, but Izuku alerts him from the top of the vents. He then jumps at him, but the thug catches him and throws him to the floor. He gets up, but the thug is quicker, punches him in the gut 4 times, then Izuku counters by using his smoke bombs, clouding the place up. The thug gets lured to where the stairs are until Izuku ambushes him from behind and pushes him where he falls down the stairs. You're already a big pain in my butt. Izuku muttered how much of a pain that thug was, unlike the other two. Rei becomes completely exhausted after being forced to dance with All for One while he has Izuku distracted with his thugs, but she notices Izuku coming and makes himself invisible again. Rei chooses to pretend to pass out, which can distract All for One. Rei, Todoroki, are you still awake? All for One shakes her to wake her up. Excuse, that's my woman you're holding. Izuku, who appears to his left and gave him a hard punch to the face, which All for One to crash into a wall face first. All for One then throws a punch at him, but his fist got grabbed by Deku before the duo drop kick him together. I thought you came here alone with the other Izuku, Shadow? He asks as Rei gets behind Izuku after being finished on pretending to pass out. I only did is handle the obstacles that you're going to throw at him. Deku revealed what he was doing the whole time. All for One then escapes by jumping out the window of the top floor, then to the rooftops of the other building next to the abandoned building, and enters the warp gate of Kurogiri. Well, that's our cue to leave now, Deku said, but before they can leave, suddenly the side of the floor where Izuku and Rei are standing unexpectedly breaks, making both of them fall of the top floor alongside the floor they were standing. Deku follows them down in hopes to try to slow down their fall before they can hit the ground. Izuku holds on to Rei's hand and Deku's hand at the same time while he uses his red-lined black cloak to slow down their fall after making it into makeshift parachute or parasol. Rei also uses her ice quirk to give them a safe landing, despite she will only make it slippery after touchdown. They manage to make it down, although they slide on the ice before coming to a stop when they bump into All Might, who was waiting for them on ground alongside the others. Nice landing, you three, All Might commented about the landing. Thanks. Izuku said, then Rei removes his red long scarf and kisses him as her thank you for rescuing her. Shoto, Toya, Natsuo, and Fuyumi blushed after seeing their mom being with someone younger, but it doesn't matter for Shoto. Izuku with his lover Rei walks around the streets until they bump into Eri, who clings on them. Then they encounter Overhaul, who then attacks them both because he recognizes the shadow. So with that, Izuku and many of his friends needs to deal with Overhaul and his Yakuza while they also do business with the League of Villains at the same time for their plans for Eri. So our previous action is rescuing Rei, who was kidnapped by the League of Villains. Where they have taken her is an old abandoned building. Me and Deku have to split up from here, so All for One won't try to harm Rei if he see us together. After I make up to the last floor, All for One throws 3 thugs at me, but I was able to defeat all of them. While I was fighting them, All for One forces Rei to dance with him. I came to Rei's aid after I was done being distracted by the thugs, and Deku helped me save Rei from All for One in the end. But All for One escapes thanks to Kurogiri, and suddenly the floor we were standing breaks apart and we all fall out of the building. Thankfully I was able to use my red-lined black cloak as a makeshift parachute or parasol to give all 3 of us a safe landing. Present time. Somewhere in Muzutafu's city, blue portals is starting open all across the city, but appearing like that is like jumping from one location to another. It seems that this is the same blue portal that the mainstream Deku entered and came out from. It may seem that it's looking for him because his time is up and it's time for him to return home to the mainstream universe now. Izuku with Rei and Deku who are out in the shopping mall sees it appearing from one place to another. I think the blue portal is out looking for me, Deku deduced or took a guess why the blue portal is here. Why is that? Rei asked Deku why is that? Because, it means my time here is up and I need to return home now. Well, are you ready to return to your mainstream universe yet? Izuku asked him if he is ready to return home. But before Deku can answer, the blue portal appears out of nowhere in front of them. Well, I guess it doesn't want to wait for me to answer if I'm ready yet anyway. At least I had fun being in an alternate universe and enjoy being around my counterparts. Deku admits he enjoyed being around in his counterpart and in an alternate universe anyway before he walks to enter the blue portal that will take him home. Oh Deku, everyone will know that you said goodbye to them. Izuku says that he will inform everyone that Deku said farewell and goodbye to them because everyone he met are not here with them. Thanks Izuku, Deku thanks him for that and then enters the blue portal that closes after in a bright blue light. Well Rei, let's go and tell everyone that Deku has returned home to his mainstream universe. Then let's go then, so Izuku and Rei leave to meet with and tell the others that Deku has returned home to the mainstream universe. Scree. Yeah, I know Furba. Izuku tells Furba that he knows they will pick up the pace before the League of Villains or any way other quirk bad guy can interrupt them from telling the others about Deku's return home to the mainstream universe. Mainstream universe. The blue portal opens and Deku fell on his butt again after exiting the blue portal. Ow, I fell on my butt again. Deku stands up, get up and rubs his butt, then look around to check his surroundings on where he landed. Looks like I'm back in my mainstream universe and I landed back in my Midoriya apartment. Deku realizes that he is back in his home now. The falling on his butt is kind of a deja vu because it happened before when he entered the alternate universe for the first time. Izuku, is that you? His mother Inko, who heard the commotions, enters her son's room. Yeah, it's me mom and I'm back. Deku confirms that it's really him and then Inko runs up and embraces her son. So where did you disappear to after the League of Villains use a blue portal on you? It turns out that the blue portal sent me to an alternate universe where I encounter my counterpart who was hero known as the Shadow and my counterpart's lover is Rei Todoroki. Well, it's a very long story so I really like to share it all with everyone after I tell them that I'm back now. Deku wished to tell his adventures in the alternate universe with everyone just after informs them that he is back home now. Okay, I'll call everyone and tell them that you're back, but where do you want to tell everyone? Inko grabs the phone but also asks where exactly is he going to tell everyone about his adventure in the alternate universe. I know a place and it's at UA High in the PE grounds. Well, that's the place where Deku wants to tell everyone about his adventures in the alternate universe. Okay, I'll tell them where you want to meet them. Oh, and how is Uraraka? She's fine, but she will happy to know that you're back since she's lover and your counterpart's lover is Rei Todoroki. Musutifu Random Cafe. Rei, I was never told how did Shoto get that burn markings on the face, because he never told anyone including me about it. Izuku said to Rei about what happened to Shoto's face that has been badly burned because Shoto won't even say anything about. Oh, Izuku is in his shadow costume while spending his time with Rei in some random cafe. What happened to Shoto's face was kind of my doing, Izuku. Rei's answer made Izuku raise an eyebrow in confusion. Wait, what? I thought Enji was behind it all. No, it was me, not him. You already know Enji was abusing Shoto many times whenever he is training him to be a very strong heir to the family, and I would always come to his defense, but Enji would abuse me too. After that went too far for me, I couldn't take it no more. I was losing my mind, and whenever I look at Shoto I only see Enji, and out of rage I splatter hot boiling water from the kettle pot in Shoto's face, burning that side of his face. Then I was put into the hospital afterwards. Rei explains what happened to Shoto, which was caused by her, but Izuku didn't blame her action she did to Shoto because the damage inflicted on her caused by Enji has triggered like this. Thank you for telling me, Rei. Izuku placed his black-gloved hand on her hand. After this, Izuku and Rei choose to return home now, but out from the alleys a little girl with a horn on the right side of her head bumps into them. Izuku and Rei catches her before she can hit the ground. What's your name? Izuku asks her what's her name. Eri, she introduced herself to him and Rei. Apologies if Eri has caused any trouble to the both of you. The man with odd-looking mask approaches them, but when recognized the shadow costume he makes this hostile reaction. Shadow. Then man named Kai Chisaki aka Overhaul turn hostile and throws a punch at Izuku right in the face causing his black slouch hat to fall off his head. Izuku then retaliates by pulling his silver meat pistols only to get them both knocked out of his hands when Overhaul suddenly rams him, but in the end Shadow was able to roll away after getting Overhaul off him after they both hit the ground. Izuku was able to retrieve his black slouch hat and puts it back on and then going to CQC with Overhaul. Ray, keep Eri with you until I fend off or knock out this man here. Right, Ray keeps Eri in her arms. The name is Kai Chisaki aka Overhaul and a Yakuza boss. He introduces himself and reveals he's Yakuza boss. Whatever Overhaul, and your move. Overhaul charges at him but Izuku turns invisible causing Overhaul to miss his target in the process. What happens next? An invisible Izuku punches Overhaul in the face and laughing at the same time. Come on Shadow, fight me like a man will ya? Well, what Overhaul asks for is granted as Izuku appears in front of him and then they throws punches at each other. Overhaul gets punched the mask and then blocks another punch from Izuku by grabbing his fist, but he breaks free and throws some more punches to Overhaul's mask repeatedly, and then the hardest punch eventually damages the Overhaul's mask, which turn leaves him vulnerable, and Izuku has an opening to keep hitting Overhaul, who was too distracted trying to fix his mask to keep on fighting. In the end Izuku knocks out Overhaul out by bashing his head into the concrete wall and thus defeating him. You did it Izuku, Ray congratulate him. Even Eri did. I didn't actually kill Ray, all I did is knock him out, that's all. Anyway, we need to know what's his plan for Eri. Izuku retrieves his silver meat pistols and tells Ray they will need to interrogate Overhaul. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more crossovers. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Scouttroop on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.